Oh man, carnage. Absolute carnage. Oh, is it over, guys? Oh, we're so back. It's over. Oh man, we're so back. It's over, guys. That is what we're feeling right now. We were so euphoric not that long ago, and now we're like, we're screaming at the wall. We're Wojak cry face right now. But no, guys, I'm just letting you know, it's not over. This is just what happens. We've been talking about this. There's are going to be shakeouts. There's going to be liquidations. You've probably gotten liquidated in the past 24 hours, and you are wondering, wow, am I really that bad? But no, you're not. It's okay. Billions of dollars got liquidated from the market, so it's okay. Don't worry. You're not alone. Don't think it was just you that got liquidated. So we're gonna help you through this. We're gonna give you a blanket. We're gonna give you a heating blanket. We're gonna give you a cold pack. We're gonna put it on your forehead, and we're gonna tell you it's okay. We're gonna rub your head, and everything will be okay. But welcome, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. And so today we're going to get into why the markets crashed so hard, more so than they usually do after a Fed FOMC meeting where they pivot and they cut interest rates. It hadn't dumped as much before. We actually just got a little bit of a consolidation, but this time we really had the market go kaput. And there were some comments that Federal Chair Jerome Powell said about the Federal Reserve not being allowed to hold Bitcoin. And then there was also just an overall hawkish type of view in terms of the continuation of their plan, which is to curve inflation back down to 2% and get it to a soft landing. But we're going to look at the markets. We're going to look at Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin did recover from the nasty red candle that was yesterday. We had basically price go from 106 all the way down to $100,000, even as low as under 100K. It hit about $98,000 or so, $99,000 on certain exchanges where it really went very, very low. We've had Ethereum also going down. Ethereum had some massive selling pressure instead of the buying pressure, and it got hit pretty hard with previous resistance that was sitting at that $4,000 level. Now we've bounced off of the bottom band if you're looking at the daily. And could this be where institutions were wanting to get a little bit lower prices, and they said, hey, Ethereum Foundation, why don't you sell a couple of those ETH over there that you're staking over there? And so they sold, and it probably was a good contributor of the bearishness. And also we had, kind of basically a bearish divergence here in the chart as well. We had a double top and signifying that we weren't going to be really pushing any more above this, which should have been the indication for us to really kind of back out of the trade. But we stayed in thinking that we were going to really push through, and it got swamped. So sometimes you have to know when to cut your losses and not go so deep into the night of a conviction trade. Sometimes you do have to analyze where you might have to better to cut the loss than to get completely smashed on the actual full trade itself. And so we're going to go into some of the trades that actually happened with us recently, because we had to readjust. We've had still some of the trades stay open, but man, we got kind of, as you can see of the thumbnail, we got pretty swamped. But we're confident that we'll be able to make that back, and we'll be able to really push into this momentum in quarter one, because really quarter one, guys, is where we're going to, I think, see the most momentum, where we're going to see the most gains in this bull run. I think we've gotten teasers we've gotten teasers of this year of where we've had gone into altcoin season. And now we're starting to see, okay, what is going to be the narratives that carry us into altcoin season, whether it be AI, gaming, and the memes, because those are the three narratives that I think eyes are on. And that's what retail is going to probably see once they download whatever app they see first in their, in the App Store, Google Play Store. They're going to see crypto.com first. They're going to see Gemini and Coinbase and whatever's going to have the top market share of eyes. That's what retail is going to buy, and then go into those platforms and see which ones they're holding campaigns for, which a lot of them are holding Pepe campaigns right now. Almost every single exchange that I'm affiliated with is doing some type of Pepe giveaway. So make sure you guys are checking out the links in the description, and just know that, like, hey, I mean, there's all this stuff happening right now in terms of where you could be leveraging yourself, where you could be, and I've explained this in some of in other videos, where you have to have a plan, you have to have a strategy, you have to have multiple exchanges set up, you have to have multiple wallets set up, you have to know which exchanges are going to provide what, like which one tickles your fancy more than others. I mean, you have to have all of this stuff set up. You don't want to just have one and rely on just one. And so this is why we've actually been doing a lot of research. We've been partnering up with some of the best exchanges in the business. And so we want to make sure that we're testing this stuff out. And we're also, advising, some of these exchanges in what they could do to better provide a better user experience for the people that are using the exchange. And so, so with the dump, with Bitcoin right now, and Ethereum basically did what we said, hey, if it goes below the 20 SMA, it's probably going to keep going a little lower. It might dump and it might hit one of those lower liquidity grab areas. You can see the candles from the previous dumps where we went as low as 3,500. We stopped here at 3,500, like 3,545. And now if you're looking at the 4 hour, you might be able to see if it's able to sustain this and not go any lower than 3,409 right here. And we could maybe get an inverse head and shoulders pattern forming right here, which we can get here and then start getting back up to those levels, which if we do, then we would be clearing and trying to get back up to the neckline of an inverse head and shoulders pattern for ETH, which would be pretty sweet. It would be nice, but it's just like this getting rejected off of this level was just so lame. It was like we could have pushed over, but we just had too much selling pressure. We had the perfect storm for it to either go one way or the other of the FOMC meeting, putting bearish, sentiment in the market, which is, I don't see why it went so bearish. It normally doesn't go that bearish, but I guess because of the nature of us being so bullish, the market makers probably said, hey, we're just going to have to give it to him. Give him the kneecap. Give him the busted kneecap. And we went in, we're all long, we're all super bullish on altcoins, and we just got completely trashed. Absolutely trashed on altcoin trades. Some people, like Miles Deutscher, was like, if I don't look at my portfolio, will the losses still be there or will they go away? Yeah, that was making me. Yeah, let's go to Miles. Shout out to Miles Deutscher. He said, if I just don't look at my portfolio, he said, let's see. It was really funny. He's like, I still haven't checked my portfolio since yesterday. He's like, ignorance is bliss. So it's pretty nasty. So just like I said, guys, you're not the only one. Pretty much everyone was probably bullish long, thinking that it was just going to be just a little bit of a dip, and it ended up being a really nasty one. So I want to point out some interesting models that have been really good for giving yourself a more zoomed out perspective on Bitcoin. It's this stock to flow model. And so anytime we've been in halving years, we get into this right before we get into this blue zone. And then once we start getting out of the blue zone, which is basically the accumulation range, we start to go up in this kind of like this staircase. It's kind of like a step ladder. You get up, you got this base, and then you have the one step, and then it solidifies a base here, base range. Another step up, solidifies a base range. And then now we're getting another step up, which would be solidifying, the base range of Bitcoin being at over, $350,000, $400,000 once it starts to get up into this range. And it's getting closer and closer for this chart to keep getting closer to being validated even more, as long as we don't get rug pulled, because this chart would have been really perfect, even lining up with the Bitcoin rainbow chart, which kind of gives the same analysis over time, logarithmic, of what's happened through the inception of Bitcoin and the halving cycles, and how it's been relative towards the stock market, how much money supply has been circulating, how much of that money supply ended up being, whether it be fiat or selling off of gold assets into fiat, then getting that fiat into Bitcoin. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, of how Bitcoin's price is a direct representation of how the money supply is represented around the world, and then the participation into the network, and then that's how Bitcoin's price ends up being priced in of what the dollar value is, being worth, hundreds of $1,000s per coin, eventually being $1 million per coin, and being just a reserve currency for these nation states, and one of them being the United States. So that's, a lot of the bullish news happening right now is Bitcoin being the topic of discussion for the reserve currency. And then the big thing also underlying that is what is going to be the network that's going to be used for the stablecoin market and the back and forth, border to border, country to country, bank to bank payments. Is it going to be XRP? Now more than ever, XRP is coming back into the normie conversation. The moment I start talking about crypto to anyone, they're like, "Oh, you know about XRP, right?" They're gonna. So it might be that XRP starts to actually surpass that $5 mark. It actually has, it starts to attract some more DeFi attention. Maybe there might be some popular meme on there that ends up getting people into looking at the XRP ledger as an option for liquidity. Then there's the stable coin. There's the RLUSD. It's already offered on 4 to 5 different platforms, trying to be kind of like a at least a direct competitor to USDC, or being able to have swapping pairs 1-to-1 with these different stables. Maybe being able to trade with this stable on certain exchanges. That would be good. But we got to make sure it's not a big banker coin where they're going to turn it off if they don't like what you say. That's always the most important thing. All right, so let's see. If you guys aren't following me yet, at Dano Crypto 904, please do so. Let's see how many people are watching on X. Okay, cool. Seems like everything's working. All right, so this is interesting. This Griffin.com, you can have an AI agent that trades for you. So we've been talking about this. We mentioned about AGI, as Delicium is working on the same thing, where it's basically an AI agent. You can have different types of AI agents that are working for you in certain aspects. You can have one that's basically carbon copying yourself and is operating as a carbon copied AI version of yourself. And then also you have Lucy that is doing transactions and doing whatever. You can automate it to do, certain things. And so this is where the crypto market and Web3 is starting to head, where you basically just have AI running everything for you. So we're going to get we're going to start going down the rabbit hole. We might take just like a whole couple weeks where we just set up all these things, make content on it, show you guys the process, and we'll just set up basically all these different, basic dummy accounts and wallets and AI bots and trading bots and AI agents, and we'll go through the process. Maybe that would be a cool section in time of the channel to be able to, document how and what it actually ends up becoming of setting up your own AI agent for crypto. And then I said, wife just asked me, why does my face look like that? She came and she's like, why does your face look like that? And you just don't answer. You just don't answer. Okay, so this is super bullish news. If you're bullish on the Crow token or crypto.com, shout out to crypto.com, links in the description. Meeting with Trump. This is what you want to see. If you've ever been bullish on any type of exchange or token or anything, you want to see a picture with Trump. That is just ultimately going to push any type of bullish narrative to the upside for this exchange, what they're talking about, the involvement. I've always been bullish on crypto.com because it is actually one of the apps and one of the platforms that has gone down the least or has had any kind of funny business going on, especially when times are rough. When times are tough and it was the bear market, crypto.com actually stood the test of time, I will say. So yeah, that was just a buy signal for me. I said, all right, I'm buying Crow. Got to stack some more Crow. Put some ones in the chat if we have any Crow fans or Crow holders. And also make sure you guys are hitting the like button. And we're going to get into what is happening across the market. And I think this is how people are feeling. It's people who have Bitcoin but never post anything. they just they just sit back. They go on horse rides. And then us KOLs or crypto influencers, we're constantly posting about everything. Attention grabbing, trying to get the algorithm. And, okay, let's see what Michael Saylor says. The first nation to print their own currency to buy Bitcoin wins. Nation-state level game theory has begun. So, yeah, this is, if the governments can just print the money, and they know if they just keep printing, it's going to eventually be debased. So what do they have to do? Okay, so they keep printing to buy Bitcoin, and it's like this cycle. So, basically, this is what Michael Saylor is doing in terms of what his stock. He's being able to issue, sell on his stock, and then get a loan, buy more Bitcoin. So let's see what he has to say.
Coin wins. Right, like Tom, look what MicroStrategy did. We basically issue our own currency, our stock, and we buy Bitcoin. What happened? We went from $1 billion to $100 billion market cap is what happened. Is it inflation? It's only inflation if you print the currency to invest it, to make a bad investment, right? If you print the currency to buy something that's appreciating faster than your inflation rate, it's actually accretion.
So it's very interesting. So it's like as long as you are in something or investing in something with said currency that is being inflated, then it's a positive thing. So say Bitcoin, the thing that has the limited supply and has the scarcity coded in by math, and it is going up at a 100 to 150% a year on average. And then you have the halving mechanism where it's less Bitcoin being rewarded to the miners every 4 years, which makes the cost basis of them being able to make a profit on the Bitcoin, forces the Bitcoin price to actually go up over time. It was explained really eloquently with a guy who was, OG mining Bitcoin from when it was like $100. And then now basically, still in Bitcoin, was explaining on Natalie Brunell's podcast how this is how the cost basis, even just for the miners, ends up driving Bitcoin's price up as a premium, because they are going to want to be able to, whenever they get that Bitcoin as it's being halved, that it creates a supply and demand with the scarcity. The demand is high because of the fact of it being set up as a multiple nation states reserve currency. Then you have slivers of all these different companies that are investing. You got Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, go down the list. And then you have the nation states. Then you have every single micro aspect of currency going into Bitcoin. Then that's how we get to a crazy number of it being at a $17 trillion asset. So as Paul Parker said, buy the dip. So people are asking me, hey, is this a good price? I mean, yeah, even at 100K, this is a amazing price cost basis for if you're willing to hold for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, because it will be worth millions of dollars per coin. It will go down. It will go up. But if you look at the chart, the stock to flow model, it has historically made all new all-time highs and experienced a level of cooling off and then establishing new all-time highs every 4-year cycle of us coming from the 4-year cycle having since 2012, since the establishment of Bitcoin from the white paper, from the first Genesis block in 2009. And this is where we've come from. So it'd be different to say, okay, if Bitcoin every single time it went here, it established a new higher or a lower low every single time it's gone down, and then it goes down through here and it crashes. But that has not happened. It's always gone up, and it's established a bottom of support, and then every time a new support level has been gained from the last one. Even coming out of COVID in 2020 and then coming off the double top, we still established a nice low right here in those levels. And then now you can see if history rhymes a little bit, and even now it's better. Like, it's even way better than these years because we have all of the bullish sentiment of a pro-crypto administration. Now we know by facts alone of our previous administration for the past 4 years and even before then was an operation choke point for debanking any type of business that was involved with crypto, shutting down any accounts that were involved with crypto, and also making it really hard through the SEC, where they're serving Wells notices to these exchanges instead of saying, hey, let's meet, let's actually figure out how the regulations are. But they didn't. They just served Wells notice, SEC suing. They've sued Crypto.com. They've sued Coinbase. Obviously, the most egregious one and the longest standing one being the XRP case. And so now that we're going into more of a pro-crypto administration, we have Senator Loomis and a lot of other Congress women and men that are actually voting towards having a Bitcoin strategic reserve, because they know without actually having the government really custodian our money the proper way and actually having bills in place that aren't siphoning the money. I mean, there was actually reports. Actually, what's so interesting is that Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy were blasting this bill. There was this new spending bill that had all of these provisions in here that were so out of whack that there was billions of dollars that were just going to things that were so vague. And the people spoke up, and the phones were ringing off the hook. They were saying, look, this bill cannot be passed. And so, look, and they also the in this resolution bill, there was all this stuff where they were changing the nomenclature for an offender to a justice-involved individual, like all of this weird stuff, all in this like 16,000-page bill that was going to be siphoning tons of money from the American tax dollar, from the American taxpayer. So just insane. So this is very telling of what has been happening in the back end of what our government has been doing. So now going into hopefully, and they're also saying, look, we don't need any more bills passed right now. They should not be allowed from now till the inauguration to pass any bill or to enact any type of thing, because this is where they're going to try to, as they're exiting, sneak in all this stuff so they can keep the game going. Because if we've know historically with the Democratic Party, they are the slush fund party. They're the ones with the foundations and the organizations and the fundraisers and all that stuff. And we know how that ultimately ends up. It's just right back into their pockets, classic Biden family style, being on the board. I'm chairman of the board. Sir, do you know who I am? I'm chairman of the board. I'll bore you to death. I'm chairman of the board. There's a really great song, Iggy Pop song called It's Chairman of the Board. It's I'm bored. I'm chairman of the board. That's a good rocker. But yeah, total market cap, guys. Total market cap, you got to expect at total market cap getting close to 7 trillion here very soon. And the trajectory, I think, of the total market cap in the quarter one is that we have Bitcoin at 15 trillion. We have Ethereum getting close to it. When just imagine Bitcoin's at 15 trillion, almost close to gold's market cap. And then we have, I think, ETH being close to 3 to 4 trillion. I mean, I would think 7 trillion at its max at a $15,000 price point would be at a between $5 and $7 trillion market cap. And 4 trillion would be everything else. So all the other altcoins, the meme coins, I think the meme coins alone will be at 1 trillion, because if you think right now, you go into the meme coin section and you look at the market cap and the volume, we've already started to get close to a quarter of a trillion, getting up to 120, almost like getting close to 160 billion in trading volume. And then the market caps are getting insane. You know, we know that the top market cap of any meme coin, which is the blue chip, is Dogecoin at 51. All-time high market cap was close to 86 billion. Okay. And then SHIB is close under that as being the second largest meme coin in terms of market cap. And then right under that is Pepe. And so, and look, I mean, now look, you got this Pudgy Penguins. This is a brand new token linked with a NFT project, but a very popular NFT project already at a $1.9 billion market cap. Could Pingu be a long-term play in terms of a token linked with something that could actually have long-lasting retail effect as a brand? Possibly. Could Floki do that? Could Brett have a long-lasting brand effect in being the unofficial, official meme coin mascot for the base chain? I don't know, but I am betting a little bit of money on that. Right now, as the price has been consolidating, and a lot of these things consolidating off the price, these are still in great buy zones if you believe that this, being the memes or AI or gaming, are the top 3 sectors that you want to start following and loading up still right now going into the next 6 months to the year, because I truly do believe, guys, that we have a lot longer to go. There's a chart that I'd like to show you guys, and I've showed you before on plenty of these live streams where we encourage you to make this chart yourself too. It is this chart right here. It's also the Bitstamp curve chart. You can get it on the weekly here, and what it is just marking from 2012, halving areas, halving years, starting from January going to February. One of the areas marking exactly where the halving was in April. And then you can see that in these momentum waves that we hit this top of the curve in these sections of the chart. So you can see here, we peak here, and right here is where we had, obvious black swans. We had the Sam Bankmans, we had the Mashinskis, the Celsius, the BlockFis, the Voyagers, all the rug pulls, the Do Kwons, all the things. All of the rug pulls. So this is where I feel like we could have hit in this area per what the measurement is of what's happened previously in the past. So now I like to just go, okay, I'm going to bring it here, and this is where I think the trajectory is what we're headed into June, July, August, September, towards the end of the first quarter of next year. We'll be at possibly $500,000 per Bitcoin, but it's not going to come without its volatility. And where, just like we're experiencing right now, all of this shakeout stuff. People listening to the Jerome Powell. I think it's still so annoying that people in the markets react to what that guy says. It's like, can we just create our own system now? Haven't we already figured out that crypto is the perfect outplay from that system? We don't have to use fiat if we don't want to now at this point. You can literally be all in crypto and you don't have to use fiat. And so why do we keep basing our market that we can have control of on what the hell he says? So I'm getting tired of that. I don't know about you guys, but put a one in the chat if you are tired of the market moving on what that old fart is saying and what the Fed is trying to do. It's ridiculous. I'm so tired of the Powell effect and the jobs reports and all of that data, because at a point it's like, is Bitcoin going to be the money? Yes. There's way more of a chance of Bitcoin being the money, and then all of the different layers and blockchains and different things that do different stuff is just going to be the settlement layer tokenization for these companies, and they're going to be picking and choosing which one is going to be operating the best for them. Our job is to be in those coins, be invested early before all of the money starts flowing in, and that is why we have this channel, because then we're going to be like, okay, yeah, they might start going into render and near. We already know for AI and for GPU stuff, render and near is being used. We know that Aave is in the list with Chainlink and Ethereum as being one of the picks as an altcoin for World Liberty Financial, which is the Trump-affiliated crypto project. And we know that, hey, Sand has been partnering up with very popular anime narratives like Attack on Titan. And if you guys remember, Attack on Titan, very, very popular series, just kind of like Full Metal Alchemist. You see how popular things like Full Metal Alchemist, Attack on Titan, anything that comes from those studios, huge. Lots of people spend money. They will be involved with things like that. So I think the Sandbox actually could be a good play. We were talking about it yesterday as a possible, one of those metaverse tokens that can come back pretty strong. Yeah, and then if you want to just take all of the research out and just say, you know what, I've heard about this fart coin, and I'm just going to buy some fart coin because at this point it's at a $1.2 billion market cap. And do you want to be the guy that isn't holding any fart coin and someone asks you, bro, you didn't buy any fart coin? Come on, the thing's called fart coin. I mean, my daughter even made up fart coin years ago. Probably had an opportunity to make fart coin 3 years ago, but I thought, that's just too ridiculous. But I should know better. We should all know better. That something like fart coin would, of course, go to over $1 billion market cap. this is what we're dealing with. This is the timeline. This is the nature of the timeline, that people are gambling on things called Fartcoin, and the people that own Fartcoin, I guarantee you, I will bet you so much money that anyone that is in this address list that owns Fartcoin doesn't own a single Bitcoin. They probably own 0 Bitcoin. I would bet you the farm that these people are not investing in Bitcoin. But it's okay. It's just that is just the state of the market. People are down that bad that they're like, I gotta gamble on Fartcoin. It's time. It's time. All right, so yeah, we're waiting to get back into some trades. We are going to get into some trades on PHEMEX. We're going to get into the Rekt trade. On CoinFlare, we went back into some trades. We got smacked really hard, guys. We basically went back into the Pepe trade. We're in the Sol trade. We're in the Doge trade still. The Doge trade survived. The Bitcoin trade survived. Every other trade that I had in that I showed you guys just recently, yesterday, got completely smacked. Got absolutely destroyed. And I broke my rule because I said, I'm not going to go over 5x at this point, and I was impatient, and what I did is I increased and I bumped up the leverage a little bit more, and for that, I think I got punished. And so because I had rules set, I've told you guys every single time that if you have your rules set and you know they outperform whenever you are not doing them, and you actually stick with it, and you know that it has more of a success rate when you are enacting the rules, then just do it. Just do those. And you'll know. Yeah, Lake said Fartcoin gonna flip ETH, bro. Yeah, I mean, at this point, Peanut, Fartcoin, Goat Zeus Maximus, whatever. I mean, you know, DEBIT. I just at this point, be prepared for most ridiculous things being outperforming the utility coins and the vaporware stuff where they're promising the moon, but people are gambling on memes coming from Pump Fund on Solana. All right, so hold up. All right, so we got Scottish Crypto sent in a super chat. Thank you. Let's read the super chat. Says, do you think SUI, XRP, or Render will do more X's this cycle? Says, I got 6K, want to buy just one of them. Not financial advice, of course. Thanks. Like the streams. Thank you very much. All right, so the question is, a lot of people are comparing if SUI is going to outperform Sol. A lot of people pivoted and went from Sol to XRP. People went from ETH to Sol, and then from Sol to SUI. And then some people are maybe even go as far as, okay, I'm going to go from SUI and Say, and maybe you just have a little basket of all of them. Obviously not financial advice, but if I would say that, and also with XRP is on a mission of doing something completely different. They're like, if it is their mission that they're trying to replace the banking SWIFT system and become the settlement ledger for banks for big transactions, and then they have the option for the normal person to get into the network by using the stable coin, interacting in DeFi, XRP would be a pretty solid hold still as well. And it's a more long-term play. You want to think like 10 years down the line. SUI, in terms of an altcoin right now against Sol, could outperform Sol, but you are going to need to take profits in order to not be holding the bag for a longer span of time, because you could say, hey, I'm going to hold Solana and SUI both. If, say, Solana goes to $1,000, or it might even do better, then they are pacing together, and then you're good that you held both of them. And then you can say with Render's, got a lot going for it. It's got the GPU sharing, it's got the AI sector. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff that it's doing that I haven't even begun to scratch the surface on, but it seems to be one of those top picks. And I would say narrow down your portfolio as into each narrative that is the most popular, which I have come to find is now the AI, memes, and gaming are the three top narratives. And then I think the fourth being the real world assets, the RWA stuff. Pick just a handful of tokens out of those, get the best performers, see which ones are getting more exchange support, has the best trading volume, and just go for those. And that's kind of how I'm building my portfolio. Is that's the easiest way that you can build a strong portfolio. Know that you will have to start to like figure out a time where you're going to be DCAing in, accumulating, feel comfortable with what you have, and then do nothing. And then actually hold them up until a point where we start getting into true altcoin season. And then this is how you're going to outperform yourself and also outperform the market by doing less. You want to do less. I've noticed when you try and do too much or try and overcomplicate it, that's when you have too many tokens to keep up with. You're shuffling around too much. You like, it's just, if you keep it very narrowed down, that actually might be the best strategy. And so I'm doing that with mine. So I've managed to kind of narrow down a portfolio. It's my portfolio here is kind of very representative of what I like to follow. I got my meme coins in here. I got some layer 2s. I have some stuff that I think is like kind of OG. I have some things that have been airdropped to me that I think is going to be successful in terms of, the Linnea chain. I have gaming in here. I got some protocols, and this is very simple. And even I could add in maybe 2 to 3 to 4 more tokens in this list, but it's got some Bitcoin, it's got Ethereum, it has some of the coins that I have over the past couple of years have done a little bit of research on and know about. You might have coins like that as well, where you're like, hey, I've been following this thing for a while. It's gonna be the this, because like we've explained, this market is so small compared to one company. One company is the size of all of crypto. So if you're in something in one of these tokens that's going to get even portions of that market share and that liquidity coming in, then you're going to be positioned well. You will make returns. Are you going to be able to take profits? Know where to start to actually pivot and DCA out and be holding the stuff that's going to perform the best in the bear markets, which ultimately always come into play by this model. Every time it goes into the blue, we're basically in a bear market. If you can know that what is the strongest things that you can be holding during the blue ranges, well, historically it's been Bitcoin. So when you're getting high up on those altcoins, you start wanting to take some profits. What are you going to actually hold for the long term, and what is going to protect your portfolio over the next 5 to 10 years? I would wager to bet that it's going to be better to be putting your profits and rotating into Bitcoin because of the scarcity mentality, and the game theory. Everyone is going to want Bitcoin, so that might be the ultimate store of value, to where when you're speculating on these altcoins, you have a means to have Bitcoin, and you're using your Bitcoin as collateral to then be able to provide more liquidity into said market. So this is what we're going to really start to get into in the next couple weeks, is actually how Bitcoin is going to be providing liquidity on chain using the Bitcoin protocol in the correct way and actually doing Bitcoin DeFi. And we're going to be talking more about that coming up in the next couple weeks. But guys, make sure you're smashing the like button, hitting the subscribe button, dinging the bell to be notified. We see you guys hitting the like button. We really do appreciate it. And we want to make sure you guys are aware of all of the partners of the channel, because we've been partnering up with some really amazing people. We met a lot of cool people in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai. And so Juan is asking, where do I buy meme coins? So I actually buy them. Sometimes I buy them spot on the exchange. So I know one of the exchanges that has a lot of meme coin support. I know PHEMEX definitely has a lot of meme coin support, futures and spot. But then also, if you're wanting to buy spot meme coins, OURBIT actually has a big list of your OG meme coins, but then also some of the ones that are like the newer ones. They do a lot of campaigns for that. So And the network is really easy to work with. So like if you want to actually deposit or withdraw these meme coins, very easy to do. So if you're familiar with all of the mechanics on how to do that. And then I believe also CoinW, you can buy some spot memes. And let me see. Let's see what CoinW has for spot memes. Let's see. So spot memes. Okay, so yeah, for CoinW, you can get like the Milady token, Chill Guy. You got Peanut, and let's see, we got SPX 6900, Mooding, and so yeah. So basically, all the links in the description. Actually, you can have access to getting some of those memes. But the way that I actually like to buy memes is just through DeFi. I like just buying them DeFi. I have my wallet connected. I got a Phantom wallet, a MetaMask, and I will just swap directly inside my wallet, so then I have it. But I've bought ticker Bitcoin, like whenever I like to take profits in trades and I want to secure some of those profits, I will take I'll take some of those profits, and if there's something that's available on the exchange that I like, for instance, on OURBIT, I had an extra $500 from my profits, and so I bought ticker Bitcoin spot, and then I just sent it off the exchange into my wallet. So you can do that easily. So like that's why I recommend you guys like having different exchanges set up. Different. For instance, on OURBIT, I had oh my gosh, what is happening? So I bought. There we go. About to start going into a DJ mix. But yeah, so here's all the links in the description. We got the CoinFLARE link, we got the PHEMEX, OURBIT, and CoinW. Just want to check those out. And yeah, so that's just kind of how we've actually been able to build up a spot bag really fast as well. You take profits and say you made $1,000 on a trade. You're going to keep 500 in the account, take the other 500 out, like take it, put it into Bitcoin, and then you'll be surprised at how fast you can actually build up your portfolio if you can do that. And it also is kind of like a protection mechanism for your portfolio. And so, and also being in the bull run and the bull market, it's a good way to build up stuff. So Chad said, what the hell, guys? We're dipping like Scottie Pippen. I know it's guys. Are we going down even more? What's happening? Let's see what's happening to the alts. Alts are getting crushed. The layer twos look Metis just going down. We got the injective. Everything's in the red. Everything's just not looking good. MicroStrategy even down 6%. But red days like this, these are the opportunities where you can buy. If you're wanting lower prices, Optimism, look, going down almost below $2. XYO possibly hitting back down under 2 cents, man. It's getting real low. Really pumped up recently though. Everything is in the red. Everything is going down. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin. Oh yeah, Bitcoin under 100K. Bitcoin under 100K. If you're wondering why things are just going kaput, there is, oh my gosh. We thought we were over. We thought it was over, but it's looking like we could even go even lower. Could we go even lower? Are we trying to fill a gap? Is there a gap that we are trying to fill? We already filled this 4-hour gap. That has been filled. This gap has been filled. Is there another gap that the charts are wanting to respect? If maybe we go into the daily, we can see if there is a gap that wants to get filled. That would be the nastiest one right there. See, there's a giant gap at between 81,000 and 77,000. Halfway point would be at 79, 80,000. This would be nasty. That would be real nasty. We would not like that.
basically would be like this. Be not fun. I don't think anyone would like that. I know we would be able to get lower prices, but guys, it would be just nasty. The altcoins would just get destroyed. So much money would be liquidated from the markets if Bitcoin really continued to get smacked on this right now. If you're looking at the Bollinger Bands and you're looking at this price right now, if we keep breaking down anymore, then I would expect that Bitcoin hit 92K again. And Bitcoin go to that 92 level. We have it marked on each of these charts. You can see that. You can see that could be this candle could have been the indication. You know, this Darth Maul candle that brought us up here and brought us down to this level of 92. That matches up right with the Bollinger Bands. If you see here, we got this level. So I would be watching for this right now because this could be nasty. This could be absolutely destructive, just carnage across the market. We had a major bearish divergence right here that brought us down. Obvious level to watch would be that 92. So you're hearing it here, guys. If it does go this low, we have to be prepared. And we have to know that this is our opportunity. That no, it's not over, but it is what it is. This is what happens during these times in these bull markets that ultimately will get us and establish us past 120K. We'll start to get up into this level, and then it's going to be game on again, establishing brand new all-time highs. But this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you, as a crypto investor, are tested. This is your battle test initiation. This is putting on the armor and getting hit with the broadsword and being able to say, okay, I can do it again. Let's go. Put on the helmet. Because this is the time where we can't give up. We have to know that, look, we might get trades that go north or go south, but ultimately we're going to be here for the long haul. We're here for the long haul. So let's go. All right, let's see. Is there anything else we want to cover? Let's see if there's anything breaking news right now, trending. I know El Salvador was trending in the news because, yes, after securing a $3.3 billion IMF loan, El Salvador says it will continue buying Bitcoin, possibly at an accelerated pace now. And so this is just driving that Bitcoin narrative home for other countries to take the lead, what Bukele has been doing. And so this is good. This is good. Let's see, anything else? Pi cycle top. I think the pi cycle, if you're meaning like what's the max of like where Bitcoin could go in this cycle, I like to see. I use this chart. I use the Bitstamp chart here. I go into the monthly and I just go by here's the measure of what we were able to do from this cycle. If I just go right there from that point and just bring it to about the bottom. I think the bull case is that it pinches up into this area right here. So that would bring it up at about 500,000 per Bitcoin in about the mid section of next year. And it would line up with this curve. It would line up perfect with this curve. It lines up with the MACD. You can see how far it can get overextended in both cycles where in the RSI on both cycles, it was in the green and stayed there for 300 days. 200 days. Go from this point, 200 days going into July, August. That's where we're going to see Bitcoin up here, up a good 22%. So if you go up 22% from where we're sitting at right now, 22% from where we're sitting at right now, that's 121,000. If I think we're going to overshoot that, I think we're going to hit a good 34 or 35% move to the upside in the next, probably in the next couple of weeks. It's hard for me to say now because I've been calling for $150,000 Bitcoin before Christmas. And man, it's been really volatile. But it could happen. Because the Bollinger Bands actually on the daily look really bullish. And they're squeezing. You can see if you're looking at the Bollinger Bands on the daily, they're starting to pinch. It is pinching. This is just the only area that I'm worried about is that 92, 91,000 level, which would basically destroy the market. We see what happened last time. So much money got liquidated in a record amount, like record-breaking amounts of money got liquidated from the market on this particular candle right here. This one was just destructive. And so I would be prepared for another one of those because that's what this market likes to do. It will do this multiple times. I bet if we went back and look over here, it did the same damn thing. Look at this, where it went up to 68, all the way back down to 58. And look at that candle. Then went up again, then went back down into the 60s. You can see this. Look at this. Went from 41,000 to 50,000, then all the way back down to 38,000. Look at these candles. Look at all this, but look at where it started in the ascending wedge right here. Broke up out of the ascending wedge and went right back into the area where it ascended from. Then started to move again and went up from that support level another 80%, 100%, sorry, 100%. This is from the beginning of this year. Craziness. And then you go back in the previous cycle, same volatility. From these bottoms to the top, shakeouts. These candles are so normal. So I think this is where we're sitting at right now in terms of the shakeout candles. These are the shakeout candles. It's very similar. It's very, very similar. So now at this point, if we just get all this stuff out of the way, and look at this. Maybe from this view here. Can say this is very similar ascending wedge to what happened in January. And then bam, just started to go. So what does that mean? It's going to bring us down right into this level to shake us out again, because look, if that's the case, then this is what it's going to do. Then it's going to go like this. And then that's how we get to 120. That's how we get to 120. Actually, probably, guys, I think this is what's happening right now. It's literally it's going to be that liquidity shakeout again, and the trades are going. Altcoin trades are going to get wrecked. Yeah, it's happening right now. So this is a pivotal point, guys, for your portfolio and what you're trading and what you're doing right now. This might be the moment. Like, is this playing out? Looks like it is. Looks like this level would be the key level where the market would love to swamp you, to absolutely destroy you, make you cry. Very well possible. Is it happening? Well, let's see. Woo! Yeah, it's looking wild, guys. Yeah, the alts are going to get wrecked. I hope you guys are okay. Like the title says, are you okay, bro? I hope you guys are doing fine. I hope you're doing good. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Remember, the way that you can directly support the channel is by using the links in the description. That's all we ask. You can hit the like button. You don't have to trade on our links, but it is a perfect and best way that you can support the channel, support the brand, and show all of the metrics. It's all about the metrics, guys. You know, it's all about those metrics. So if you're a whale and you want to trade on my links, those are all the metrics in the world that are very valuable to be a whale. All right, so let's see. Across the markets right now, okay, Bitcoin's sitting at 98,000. We were just at 108,000, breaking new all-time high just a day ago. Now Ethereum sitting at 3,513. We have XRP sitting at $2.26. BNB at $676. Solana at $200. A $200 Solana, mega cheap. So if you've been wanting to scoop up some prices here, this is your chance. Look, market red. Buy it up, scoop it up. This is what you do. So if you're wanting to be in crypto for the next 5, 10, 15 years, these prices are going to be rookie, small number prices compared to what it could be in the next 10 years. That's what you have to think about. Yeah, so also good. Yeah, good. What you can do is put more money into the account and make sure that the liquidation level goes down. Yes, on these trades right now, I do have an opportunity where I could possibly get a little bit more liquidity into some of these trades and make sure that I am hedging on them. I could actually pull profits from the Bitcoin trade, put it into these, make sure they get a little bit, make sure they get protected, and then, or I could even close them right now, cut the losses, go short. If that is the case, if Bitcoin really is going to be starting to hit these levels that we're talking about, we get enough validation, which it's looking like it's getting towards that direction. We go short, we regain as much as we can and hit a take profit on the short and then bounce off of these levels, because this is where we could be heading, guys, maybe going into the Freaky Friday. And then at Freaky Friday, we could be bouncing and going into possibly 112,000, which was the initial target that we thought we were going to hit, but we got smacked. So this is actually where we're looking as the target for Bitcoin. If we're going to be trading this market right now, we'd be going down, and then we're going to be eyeing 112 as the V-shaped recovery. And if we end up doing that, that would be a perfect V-shaped recovery. We go boom, and then we end up getting a nice recovery right here, going back up to the upside. So looking like that's probably what's going to happen, especially when we got probably a lot of liquidity sitting at 92. We got liquidations happening on longs, which is going to push the price down, and also subsequently push the price up when we get liquidity being brought into this area, and where we could have an obvious bounce level of the ascending wedge. And so ascending wedge breakdown, bringing us into this golden zone. If we were probably to look at like a fib level, see where we're hitting. And yeah, it's looking like it would be in that 236 level, and then the 786 would be the be one of the take profits at 106, and then another first take profit at 102. Ultimate take profit zone would be at the $111,000 per Bitcoin, which would be the level. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks. If you appreciate this technical setup, make sure you're hitting the like button, share this stream with the people that you love, and make sure you are checking out all of the links in the description, checking out the partners of the channel. All of these people, we love them. We love supporting them, and it's a good way that you can directly support the channel and keep the lights on in the studio. All right, guys. With that being said, do all the housekeeping, and we will see you later tonight. We're going to try and do a live stream a little later at 10 o'clock, and we're going to hopefully see where this market's going to go. Maybe we'll play out doing this short, and we'll see how the short plays out, and if we're going to end up being able to protect some of these trades, and we'll see what happens, guys. But trade safe, use proper risk management, and we hope to see you on the next live streams. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you later. Peace out.